Okay, this is the Phantom, and we're back on the convention floor at the 2012 Bowl Expo. We've been conducting interviews all day with the shakers and makers and movers and breakers and all the big shots here in Reno that have attended Bowl Expo. And one of the biggest shots of all is my sidekick, Jim Dressel. Jim, why don't you introduce our next guest?
How did you mean that there, Lenny?
I meant it lovingly.
Well, we have with us a special guest, President and CEO of the Reno and Sparks Convention and Visitors Association, Chris Baum. Chris, new job for you and also a new environment. You're getting the full board treatment as far as bowling is concerned this weekend, right?
That is definitely true. I came here from Michigan, which is another great bowling state, but I have never seen a state and a town that loves us bowlers as much as Reno and Sparks, Nevada. It's just it's a part of our DNA here. We've been doing it for so long and look forward to doing it for many, many more years.
They enjoy their bowling here, that's for sure.
Yep.
And I think it's very contagious as well. If you hang around bowling people for a long time, you'll find out that they really enjoy what they're involved with.
Absolutely. I've been bowling since I was a kid, and I remember when the lanes were wood, and we did duck pins some back in the Northeast too, and a lot of other variations. And it's just a great sport, and it's an all-American sport. And we're just so delighted to have Bowl Expo here this year. We're delighted to have the U.S. Women's Open here. We're delighted to have a new contract through 2030, so we'll have competitions here for many years to come. It's just all sorts of good news about the bowling world right here in Reno.
Well, Jim's the executive editor of Bowler's Journal, which is based in Chicago. He knows a little bit more about the Midwest than me, but I worked on Pro Bowlers Tour for 22 years, and we had a lot of stops in Michigan, and that is a very big bowling populous area. So whereabouts exactly were you from there, Chris?
I was at the Convention and Visitors Bureau in Detroit, so the biggest city of the state, and we had a sports commission there, and bowling was a big sport that we went after, and we did quite well with it, but nothing like what we do out here in Reno. It's just the National Bowling Stadium is such an impressive facility, and to see 78 lanes dedicated to this sport and have another 10 on the way for practice lanes, it just keeps on getting better and better.
I was here, by the way, when the American Bowling Congress at that time and the Women's International Bowling Congress signed a deal with Reno originally to put up the stadium.
Yep.
And it was really a moment of celebration. They knew what they were trying to do here, and as a dedicated bowling property, I think a lot of people understood what kind of an invitation, what kind of a welcome Reno was making to bowling in general.
Well, yeah, I think it's very impressive, and I've been here for 6 months, but when I got here, and the more I delved into it, the more I realized what an incredible financial commitment it was, and what a commitment it was both by the government and the private sector. Our hotel partners have been terrific supporters, city council. It's really a team effort, and it's a long-term team effort, and we're spending millions to make the center better and better year after year, and it's just a real positive success story, I think.
Bowling has gone hand in hand for years and years, forever actually, as being a fantastic social event. And that goes hand in hand with casinos as well. Bowlers are gamblers. Therefore, do you bowl yourself, Chris?
Well, I actually went down to Baton Rouge and bowled on a team down there this year, and it was the first time I've been on the lane for probably about 2 months, because I had bowled with my team back in Detroit not that long before, but I'm one of those bowlers that I'm either really good or really bad. I'm very inconsistent, and I probably need to take some lessons, because when I'm good, I can't remember what I did to make me good, and when I'm bad, I can't figure out what the difference is.
Oh, there's a conundrum, isn't it?
I'm probably not the only person to have that problem, however.
I don't think you are. But, one of the things about this is, you come down here, the convention center, you go up to any of the tri properties, you go across the street to the National Bowling Stadium. I mean, they roll out the red carpet for bowling so well that, you get the idea nobody does it finer in some respects.
Well, I think, and I was really impressed with what Baton Rouge had done in their convention center and putting up that temporary facility. But to think that we commit 12 months a year, year after year, to a full-time facility that's not open to the public. It's really designed just for this industry to have competitions and events, and that's the kind of commitment that very few cities are willing to make to one sport. It's not like you've got a grass field that you can use for soccer and rugby and lacrosse. Bowling alleys are only good for bowling, and I don't think there are too many places that are willing to do that to the degree we have here in Reno.
Well, there are ways to put coverings over the lanes and make them convertible for other uses. So
well, I guess
you haven't been exposed to that yet, apparently.
Well, I can imagine it could be done, but it still is a pretty purpose-built facility at the end of the day. And
exactly.
We think that the addition of the museum there now is terrific. We're excited about the new practice lanes that will be going in the coming months, and then the exterior of the building will be redone. I mean, it really is a constant investment in that facility to make it better and better for our friends in the bowling world.
We can see and hear the passion in your voice about this sport. It's a wonderful sport. We had Glenn Carano on earlier. Same thing with him, very passionate about bowling.
Yep.
We also had Jim Sturm on. He was our first guest today. And, he's one of the best coaches in the world. So you might want to.
Well, that's good to know.
Look him up.
Maybe I'll get an industry rate from him.
Exactly. Tell him who you are.
Oh, he knows who I am.
Okay.
Well, there you go. It'll be easy to approach the guy to get lessons in that case.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he'll be more than happy to help you out.
And the good news is I have a brand new ball. The bad news is it has no holes drilled in it yet, but that can be accommodated.
You can palm it. It's a new way to bowl.
Yeah, Jason Belmonte, two-handed and all that.
When I used to do that duck pin bowling back in the Northeast, those little balls there, you didn't have any holes in those. And I remember rolling down and then the hand pin setting. It was a lot of fun.
Where did you grow up in the East?
I grew up in the New York area, and later lived in Boston for quite a few years. So back there, actually, they got feather bowling up in Boston. There's all sorts of crazy variations back in the Northeast. But the duck pins I remember with a great fondness because I was pretty young when I was doing duck pins, and that was really kind of my first bowling experience.
Well, not everybody remembers them with a great fondness, especially those who had difficulty knocking down the damn pin.
Well, they did have that rubber rim around them that added a new twist to the game.
That made them bounce around a lot better.
Yeah,
those duck pins, they were tough. The last 3 years we've done this on the convention floor, and one of our favorite guests was Joe Kelly. And pretty good idea that you know who that man is.
Well, yeah, he's on my team, and he's a really important asset when it comes to bowling. He's our vice president of facilities, and is so hands-on involved with this sport and making it move forward in our region. So, yeah, Joe does a terrific job. I'm lucky to have him on my team.
Good guy.
Definitely.
Well, I'm figuring that we got a lot of publicity in for Reno here, but there's still time to say a few more nice things or anything else that you want to say about Reno in your time on this show.
Well, it's kind of interesting. Reno for many years was known as obviously a gaming center, and for a while there was the #1 gaming center in the United States, certainly up to the late 50s. Then it was a strong #2 for many decades. But today there's gaming everywhere, and as much as we love our bowlers, we have to have other reasons for people to come to town as well as tournaments. And one of the things we're really promoting now is that this is a place where no matter what your passion is, it can be fulfilled. If you like off-road biking, if you like skiing, if you like antiquing, if you like European spa treatments, there's
ballooning.
Ballooning is definitely another option. There are so many things that you really don't have to take one for the team when you vacation in Reno. No matter what you want to do, you can go off and have a fun day and then regroup with your family or friends at the end of the day and do something together. And so many destinations are kind of 1 or 2 notes, but we've got an awful lot of notes here, and it's a very compelling case. Our events and festivals are 4 straight months of the year of world-class activities, and I've lived in 11 states, so I've got a lot to compare to, and I've worked in 49. And I got to tell you,
wow,
there is no other city in North America, certainly in the resort field, that has the kind of variety of activities that we do on a really quality basis.
What's the one state you didn't work in, by the way?
I've never worked in Alaska.
So, Chris, we just met, and
Yep.
I'm a pretty good judge of people. I know you have a good sense of humor. I can tell by the look on your face.
Gotta laugh.
Is it that you just can't hold a job? Is it?
Actually, I like to think it's that I'm so damn good they just want to steal me away every time I have some high-profile position. I get bored easily, and 11 states is one thing, but it's over 37 years, so I've got some pretty long stints in there. But you know, when I've helped a destination or a company achieve what they really need to achieve and kind of reach a plateau, then I often feel like moving on. The good thing is, I see this job as being the rest of my career. It really is a destination that I love on a personal basis. It's the only place I've ever lived that I intend to retire in without moving. It's a destination with friendly people. It's big enough to have all the amenities and small enough to be workable. So there's no reason for me to ever move again. And I finally got it right in my career.
That's fantastic. I'm sure you've gotten to know Joan.
Yes.
Everybody knows Joan, so
lovely lady.
Make sure that you stay on her good side, because when Joan talks, E.F. Hutton listens.
Oh my gosh, and he's dead.
He still listens. Well, listen.
Good advice.
I know you guys have a lot of activities here. I used to live in the Bay Area. I'd come up here maybe 9 times a year.
Thank you.
Do you have a website that people can go look at to see all the activities you've got going on?
Yeah, visit RenoTahoe.com. And if you can't remember that, just Google Reno Tahoe. Will come up first. It's a terrific site that lets you drill down in a whole bunch of different areas. The list of festivals and events is especially impressive. Every time I read it, I see things I didn't remember or didn't know about before, and it really is stuff that's of very high quality. When we do a food festival like the Nugget Rib Cook-Off, 500,000 people attend, not 5,000 like in most cities. So it's really the big time here, and you know, it really is a terrific 4-season destination resort, with gaming being about 10% of what we do, and 90% is all the other options. So we love our bowlers, and we love our year-round tourists and our convention attendees. It's all important business to us.
Fantastic. Jim, you have anything more to add? It's a wrap as far as you're concerned.
It's a wrap.
You have the stage for 30 more seconds. Say whatever you want, Chris.
Well, we hope that folks who don't have much experience with Reno Tahoe will stay on or come on back and check it out. It's not all available on the surface or obvious on the surface. But once you drill down and see all the options available, with Lake Tahoe 40 minutes away, and the incredible museums we have here, the incredible spas and restaurants, you'll realize that this is a destination that probably deserves more of your entertainment dollars.
Great job, and I hope you and I have a long-term relationship.
Likewise, it's been fun. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris.